There's nothing quite like a DIY home. I love the way that people pour their hearts and souls and creativity into a space to truly make it their own. And that's exactly what's happened in this next beautiful DIY tiny house. Hi Julie, lovely to meet you.
Hi Bryce, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good day, Dan. How's it going,
Hi, nice to
mate?
meet you, man. Pleasure.
I am so excited to see this beautiful home that you have here. First of all, can you tell me what it was that actually inspired you to build a tiny house?
Julie and I have actually been doing a lot of backpacking, I think the entire time we've known each other. So first we lived out of backpacks, then we lived out of a camper van, and then we lived in a tiny apartment, and then we moved into a giant 3-bedroom home, which didn't suit us at all, and it was totally horrible. So this was the eventual conclusion of all the best parts of what we love about being portable.
And I see here we've got the solar panels on the roof and the rainwater collection, so you're obviously off the grid with this home?
Yeah, so we'll be running off of 4 panels, where we are now, and 4 panels, 4 batteries. We have a 1,600 liter tank.
It was interesting for us to try to also be having lower impact on Earth with our living. So we're really thinking differently now. Like before running a wash machine, we just check what's the solar level, how much water we have, and yeah, it's interesting to kind of follow more the climate and what's available to adapt what we can do.
And you're a family of 4 living here, aren't you?
Yeah, we are. So we have our first daughter is 4.5, and we have a 6-month-old baby. And our baby was born 6 weeks after we received the shell. So
wow.
The whole beginning of the build was, with quite a big belly to work with.
Yeah, it's getting kind of crazy.
But because we used mostly natural materials to do the build, so that allowed me to help. And also for 4.5 could help paint or
do
play
the
with the insulation.
Yeah. She had a nest of insulation because we only used wool bats and not the pink stuff.
Great.
Yeah, it's just been
cool.
a really family-friendly process.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you had this tiny house built to a shell form, and then you did all of the interior fit out yourself?
Yeah, so the shell was built in Auckland by a tiny house builder. And we wanted to keep it a shell because we wanted to do what we wanted inside and use the material we wanted and have a bit of room to put our touch. So it came just with the exterior cladding, windows, roof, just waterproof pretty much. And for me it was really important to have a house with an angled roof. I just couldn't imagine to have just a house was square. So that's how we ended up working with different shape, and yeah, just love this cottage style tiny home. Just looked like a tiny, small version of a real house for me.
And you really have found such a brilliant parking spot for the house here. Can you talk to me about this place?
That was your idea, actually.
Yeah, we're really lucky. So we looked on the internet. We put a little ad, did a nice, cute picture with like us as a family looking for a spot for our tiny house. And we got some offers, and this place was just felt really right because of all the trees and just the general feel of the land. And we are sharing a part of the veggie garden as well, so that's really nice too. It's kind of tiny community feel that we can, with our landlord, just have little project on the land and learn stuff from gardening and planting and stuff. So that's really cool.
Absolutely. So what size is the tiny house?
So we've put this one on an 8-meter trailer. We've extended that front dome another meter onto that, which goes under the tow bar. We're 2.7 wide and 4.2 tall.
Great. Well, I really love the look of this tiny house, and I am very excited to see what you've done on the inside. Should we take a look?
Yeah, sure, let's do it.
After you. Oh, this is absolutely lovely. I love what you've done here with this roof net.
Yeah, the net we really like a lot because it actually doubles our floor space, or nearly. What's really useful about it is that it works as a safety measure for the little kids. We didn't want another ladder or another set of steps in a house where we can just control that, close the top of it down, and the entire upstairs is childproof.
Great idea. Especially when the kids are so young. Having an access to their bedroom via something like this just makes the house so much fun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I think in a lot of ways, this house ended up feeling for me a lot like a tree house or some kind of like fun fort you would build as a kid. It's all just wood and, you know, climbing nets and stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun environment for little kids.
And you have both done such a brilliant job with building the interior of this home. The timbers in here are just gorgeous.
Yeah, thanks. That took a lot of work because the timber is just recycled bookshelves that we got for $5 each at the op shop, and it was covered with really hideous varnish and paint. So putting it together wasn't all that difficult, but getting all of that other stuff off of there is what took a lot of time.
Well, we love the idea of working with recycled material as well. This is one of the reasons the tiny house worked well for us. It's because we could use normally expensive material, but not in a big quantity. So we had just through a few months before even receiving the house, we started to gather materials from offshore,
Friends remodeling
dump
projects.
or friends, and get it ready. And that just feels so warm having so much wood around the house. We had a lot of debate with the sink because we couldn't find something. It was quite hard to find a beautiful recycled sink who was also affordable. So we almost bought like this $20 basic sink at the dump, and we were really lucky to find just a second-hand sink for quite cheap, which is an original, really heavy ceramic old farmhouse style. Yeah.
We didn't want to skimp on a kitchen. Our fridge is nearly full size. We have finally a gas cooker, which we love. And one of the other things I like about the kitchen is that unintentionally we had other things in mind. We were going to build a shelf here or something that divided the space, and we couldn't really decide what it was going to be. And so because of time constraints and a lack of planning, the staircase just bumps straight into the kitchen, but it adds a step where our daughter can stand and then be like a part of the thing without needing to get a stool and move that around or anything. And it was just unintentional, but actually we really love it.
That's really cool. And then over here we've got your fireplace.
Yeah, we spoke to some tiny house people before who said that they had a small wood burner and it already made their house too hot. So we figured we'll go for a small one, and it makes our house too hot. It's really lovely.
Yeah.
And we wanted to go at some point for a recycled, like old school potbelly burner, but we realized that we really wanted to see the flame.
Yeah.
So when we're passing around, just always catch your eye, and then you end up stopping and stay around the fire, and there's something quite attractive about it. Always.
It feels a lot like an older home when you have a fire in it. I think we kind of like that old world look, the heavy wood, the old boxes, and the fireplace doesn't make it feel like a house that's less than a year old.
Very true. And also, nothing makes a house feel like home quicker than coming home to an open fire, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And over here we have your lounge space, and I really love what you've done with this area and the way that it's all sort of been expanded by this lovely alcove.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot of tiny houses end where that alcove starts, and we just really wanted to include that in design because it really makes the entire end of the house so much more livable. We have the space for the couch, then we have the space for the storage, and when we fold out the table, we find that even extended, it doesn't take up the entire living space, and it's just worked out really well. The table I made before we even moved to the house, so I had to make it and hope that it would fit, and it's actually turned out perfect. So when it extends, actually, it comes out to about here, and we could fit probably 6 people around pretty comfortably.
And it looks like you've managed to build in lots of storage here into the steps as well.
Yeah, well, we designed the entire staircase to fit this really beautiful box down there, and we didn't know exactly what we were going to do with the stairs because essentially we just measured top to bottom and divided it into whatever number this happens to be and sketched it on paper, 30, 60, 90, and then built it up organically.
And the storage box there definitely looks like it has a story.
The storage box, when we researched it, we think maybe it was an Algerian or Iranian dowry chest. We got it at an antique market we used to live next to in Brussels and brought it across the world.
And then behind us here we have the bathroom. Can we take a look at that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. After you. Oh, this is lovely. And look at that shower. That's incredible.
Yeah, that was a really fun touch. I think we had seen a picture of one in another book or something. I always really liked it. I liked that idea of like the Japanese bath. And we found a guy that's just got a shed full of wine barrels, and we bought a half one, and it's been working really, really well. Because you can sit there, it's perfect for the kids. Yeah, it's just been a really fun DIY project, actually.
That is such a great idea. And then we've got the composting toilet here as well.
Yeah, the composting toilet we built ourselves. Actually, we built it before we even came to the house. That and the box of wood chips and sawdust and stuff.
Right.
And we know that there are a lot of really good ones on the market, but we wanted to build ours ourselves because it's cheaper. Probably cost all of $30.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's been working really well.
Great. And then the tile work here around this vanity is beautiful. Can you tell me about this?
Yeah, thank you. I enjoy to do mosaic work, and I always loved the talaveras, which are the Mexican tiles. So I was lucky enough to source them here and to be able to do mosaic from it, because I love the strong colors and the flowers you can't really see there. But yeah, just something I wanted to have that touch here.
And then you've even managed to get a washing machine in here.
We had to fit the washing machine in through the window with the help of two strong teenagers who can lift heavy things.
Uh-huh.
And it's a big one, but it's also really energy efficient, which is what we needed to run off of solar.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, should we take a look upstairs? I'm really keen to see what you've done up there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, this is really cool. And this contraption that you've built here is just so clever.
Yeah, thanks. We just needed a way to completely close off the stairs. I had kind of designed something, and then she recommended doing it in two parts where it folds in the middle. Yeah, really happy with it.
Yeah, and it just gives you that perfect peace of mind, right? That
Sure.
they're going to be fully safe up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, and at night as well.
Yeah.
So we close it at night. We're sure that even if she walk and we're deep asleep, she can't go anywhere. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then over here against the wall, you've got your wardrobe.
Yeah, we have quite a lot. I think for tiny house people, we're not that minimalistic. Each of us have like three shelves, and baby have a lot of stuff as well. So
We
no,
fit our
that's
traveling
good.
bags as well in there. And
Yeah.
And so should we take a look now at the kids' room via the loft net?
Yeah, sure.
It really is such a great way of accessing the kids' room.
It's just been really fun. Yeah, it's just fun for her during the day. It still lets the light through. We love it. We knew that this was on our short list of things we definitely wanted for the house, and we're not disappointed at all. It's awesome.
And then through here, we've got the kids' room.
Yeah.
Oh, this is so sweet.
Yeah, thanks. I think she's kind of got the best room in the house, actually.
She's got the best view.
She definitely has a wonderful view. And lots of space for all of her things up here.
Yeah, well, she has 1 million books, and I think we found space for all of them. The little kitchen is kind of put together with some extra wood we had from our building projects and stuff.
And there's enough space in here as well for the other little one as well,
Sure.
eventually.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
designed this bed actually to be able to pull a mat out of.
Ah.
Because I read books to her every night too, so I pull this out to sit on. But we wanted enough space under the bed to fold something flat.
Well, we'll make it work. There's definitely space for a second bed, and they'll have a great time. I wanted them to have a bit of floor space also, to just pull out like Legos. So yeah, that works. That works perfectly.
And so how long have you been living in the house now?
So we've been living about 4 months now. So
It's funny, it feels like it's been forever actually.
yeah. Well, as soon as we moved in, it just felt right, and it was
Yeah.
our energy, it was our stuff. It was just exactly what we wanted. So it was already. It felt like it was our house since a long time.
Yeah, that was exactly the feeling.
Yeah.
And having DIY'd this house, you must have such a sense of accomplishment tied up in here.
Now that it's looking good, yeah, now we do. It's a long road, but today, yeah, I feel like when I look around, the house is done. Because we've done so much of it, we are always going to be the ones who see like the gaps in the paint or the crooked nails. But I mean, I love it now here in the end. Looking at it today, finished and beautiful, it's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're really happy to have chosen to get a shell, because then the inside is really exactly how we wanted it to be. And yeah, we just hope that for a long time we get to enjoy the hard work that we've done for about 5 months of build, and a lot of memories, lots of stories, a lot of frustrations. Yeah. But yeah, on the end, really worth it, really.
Yeah.
And what was the final cost in realizing this build?
Yeah, so we spent about 80,000 on the shell and 30 to 35,000 to finish it off, which was what we had expected.
And what would you say the future holds for you both now?
Oh, that's a bit of rest.
Some rest, yeah, I'll settle in, yeah.
Just enjoying,
I
maybe.
want to work on the garden a bit.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Well, you have both done such a great job. This home is truly beautiful, and your rest is now very well deserved. Thank you so much
Thanks,
for
man.
sharing the home
Yeah.
with me.
Hey, thanks
you.
for being here.
Dan and Julie really have done such a brilliant job with this project. All throughout this home, you can see all of these wonderful little touches that you'll only ever see in a DIY space. And more than that, I love the way that they've really prioritized making this home safe for the children. Having the ability to close off this area and have this wonderful loft net just makes it so safe and so practical. I really love what they've done here.